So do you need to heal? Well, my new healing system has made me arguably the greatest healer in the world. Arguably. All right, story time. I started in health in 2010. And from 2010 to 2018, I was very much involved in the detoxification movement. This is very plant-based. This is very fruits and veggies. This is very getting parasites out. Tapeworms, whipworms, fluke worms, all that. So I have a lot of experience in detox. I've had many clients and I've had results for sure. I was collecting testimonies a long time ago on video, which, by the way, my mentors and teachers told me not to do. They said it will make you a target. And well, it did. Once I got to 2017, 2018, I was pretty burnt out and I needed to take a break because I was starting to feel that what I was doing was off, that something was wrong, and that detoxification worked short term, but not long term. And I started having colleagues of mine get into trouble. Some of them even passed away. They detoxed themselves to death, essentially. And so I just needed to pause and break. That's when I started studying nutrition at a higher level. I had just gotten my PhD and I was really getting into this 90 essential nutrients thing, which I learned from Dr. Joel Wallach. And the results were amazing. To see people start reversing their conditions from just nutrition. And I came to the realization that nutrition is the raw materials that makes up your body, especially minerals. And herbs and whatnot is just a form of medicine. It's just another form of medicine. And I'm anti-medicine. If you need medicine, it should only be for a month. And then you should be off medicine, right? Nutrition is every day. It has to be. It has to be. You need 90 essential nutrients daily. Mindfulness is something that I was practicing back in 2010 as well. And my journey is very deep, and that's a whole separate video. But I have been very, very deep into this brain that is currently communicating with you. And I knew that stress and emotions and thinking slowed down healing. So here I was. Nutrition, mindfulness. And you can call it mindset or whatever you want to call it. Awareness, inner work, inner peace, whatever. So I had these two things and I knew that this would help people heal if you did them at the same time. Then in my late 30s, my body started to break down. My hands were incredibly stiff and sore. And one day I was meditating and I felt a discomfort coming up my back slowly, 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 slowly. It came around my shoulder, went to about my sternum area and popped. From that moment on, I was never the same. I had this discomfort in my chest area. I thought my lung collapsed at the time. Like many of you, I went to the chiropractor, I went to the osteopath, I tried the creams, I tried the oils, I tried everything. Nothing worked, and nobody had any answers either. Then my calves went out. Unexplainable. Unexplainable. My calves went out, and they were so tense that I was limping around and I could not drive. If I had to go somewhere, I would have to ask my mother to drive me. Again, nobody had answers. It was a scary time. It was an embarrassing time because here I am, expert in nutrition, expert in mindfulness. But what's happening to my body? The actual structure. And why? I'm only in my late 30s. What's happening? So, one day a colleague suggested to me postural alignment therapy. I looked into it. I did research. I read a book. I did the exercises for about 3 weeks and my pain was gone. And I remember it so distinctly. I was laying on the floor, smiling and laughing like, this is amazing. This is the missing link to healing. Because I learned that muscles move bones. And I learned that what happened with my chest was a postural issue. That I was hunched over and I was slouching onto my ribs and my sternum, and eventually it just caved. The muscles overpowered the bones. And my hands were stiff and sore from being at the computer, being a computer athlete and doing this with the mouse all the time and being bent over. And my calves, same thing. They were taking so much pressure from my horrible posture. And I laid there with the answers coming to me, downloaded to me. And I realized at that moment that the key to healing the body was 1/3 nutrition, 1/3 posture, and 1/3 mindfulness. And then, after all that excitement, then I had the horrible realization that I had to go back to school to learn it. Here I am, a little old, going back to school because I needed to learn the musculoskeletal system. How could I have missed this in all my years of study? And finally, I could sit there and explain a herniated disc, a bunion, all of these things that there's no way I could have known about just months earlier. So it just put a whole new spin on the human body. After I was finished with school, I essentially invented a new system. It's what we call head to toe healing. Because holistic isn't good enough. Nobody knows what holistic is. People go, oh, look at this product I got, it's holistic. That's not what holistic is supposed to mean. But you understand head to toe, don't you? When we get these 3 macro methods, and I explained it in my book, Peace Over Pain. the musculoskeletal system, the fuel that goes into the musculoskeletal system, and the mindfulness that controls this computer in your skull. When you get all three in order, when you get all three in alignment, then the body heals. Everything. If you aren't born with it, it's not yours. If you weren't diagnosed with something inside, say, the first 5 years of your life, it's not yours. If you were diagnosed with fibromyalgia at 45, or lupus at 60, or a herniated disc at 47, or a bunion at 55, it's not yours. It's not yours. Your body has been malfunctioning slowly but surely, and now you're in a predicament. But when you get the 3 macro methods in alignment, you heal from head to toe. I have captured all the testimonies on camera. The proof is in the pudding. Head to toe healing is the future of healthcare. To unplug from the medical monopoly. You don't need them. Unless there's a catastrophe, you don't need them. You need to heal from head to toe. I hope that I've been of some service to you today. If you need me, very simply go to calldrreese.com and you can set up a call with my team and start moving forward. And I'll talk to you soon.